Welcome to Spark York. Spark is a social enterprise, a regeneration project, all about trying to provide opportunities for socially minded startup entrepreneurs.
The Business Incubator Group is an incubator aimed at young entrepreneurs and startups between the ages of 16 and 24, and we help young people get their businesses off the ground.
I've been working on a project called Salt Space Cooperative, which is a creative cooperative aimed to provide a support network for new graduates and emerging artists based in Glasgow.
I'm running the Green Fingers Garden community project in Bradford. The initial aim of the garden was to create what used to be a patch of wasteland into what we now see as a community garden. In terms of community engagement, Bradford Moor is kind of got an area. Young people and children don't really have a lot of activities to get involved in. It's straight to the park and to all hours of the night getting involved in antisocial behaviour and crime. The initial aim of the garden was to create what used to be a patch of wasteland into what we now see as a community garden. The space for me really does have an impact on those children, as there is somewhere else for them to go and something for them to get involved in, and it gives them a space for them to be able to express their creative side. Before we started the community gardens, the space was essentially a wasteland right next to a playground. People treated it as a dumping ground. We worked with the community from the beginning of its creation, as we knew they wouldn't want to destroy something that they had helped to create. My direct involvement is working with children and young people, getting involved and engaged in workshops and activities in the garden. We plant flowers and plant herbs and teach them about looking after themselves and how to grow their own food. This area is kind of where we do barbecues, and there's a lot of different intergenerational community engagement here, where children and elders work together. We have peacocks and chickens that we raise from chicks, collect eggs from, and all the peacocks and the chickens, they get along with the pigeons and the crows, so they come back down and they all share their food together, and it's really cool. Because of the help from Spaces for Change, we have secured funding from the council, and they are going to help us make an extension to the garden, so people of all ages, young and old, have a place to do activities together and interact with each other and get along. And I think they're developing relationships they wouldn't normally have a chance to develop, or a space to feel comfortable to talk freely.
Spark's really all about a really solid starting point for socially minded entrepreneurs. Also an opportunity for community groups to use the space free of charge to then give back to the community. We created different business spaces, creative spaces, food units, bars. We've got a community theatre, art workshops, music rehearsal space. We've got a bit of everything. We've had some real challenges to getting Spark off the ground. We had to fundraise £600,000 to deliver this, and we had to try and prove to the local community that this could be a real asset. So it was a real physical challenge trying to build this, but it was always driven by passion and ambition to try and create a space that really meant something to local people, that looked and felt different from the rest of the city. And by doing that, it meant that we could create somewhere that people felt an attachment to build cohesion with different communities, whether that be student communities, different cultures, trying and tasting food that they'd never tasted or experienced before, all of which was a really important part of what we were trying to do here. This is a space that is driven by different values. We're totally different in terms of how we look. There's a lot of green space, a lot of recycled materials, and that's what creates a really positive environment where people feel that it's theirs and they can take control of that. I think for me what I love most is the fact that we've got such a great mix of people here. We've got a great cohesion, both young and old, that come and visit us. We've got a great mix of community groups that really now find this space vital for them to use it. We've had a great amount of support from UnLtd. They've been a real key supporter of us, and I think it's been really important to be part of a big network of social entrepreneurs because it evidences to us all people can come together and can create things, especially young people. And I think that's my main takeaway from Spaces for Change, is it's about young people transforming their spaces, their cities, their towns. You know, we've had over 1 million people visit this space. It's brought things alive, it's supporting countless amounts of people, and it shows things are possible.
Salt Space's aim is to provide new graduates and emerging artists with a strong support network, as well as 3 dedicated spaces in which they can focus on specific ideas and creation. This space is the community space, which we host workshops in, one-night performance events, film nights, as well as having local get-togethers from the local community and the local businesses. And then we have the gallery space, where we host exhibitions, 5 studio spaces at an affordable price, and then also a shop front where we sell members' work. We started Salt Space because we felt like there wasn't enough transitional support within Glasgow for emerging artists and new graduates. A lot of art institutions that would support emerging artists were actually losing funding at this time, and once leaving art school, a lot of your support network disappears. So we wanted to provide a community space where people could get together, share their work, gain critical feedback, and basically build up their CV so that they weren't so left out in the open without any support. The impact that Spaces for Change funding had on Salt Space was invaluable. It meant that we could invest in the spaces, getting them ready for various different exhibitions and workshops. Also, it really boosted the confidence in ourselves and in our project idea, and being able to give these 3 empty shop units a life again. We've been able to revitalise and bring footfall back to the area. One of my favourite things that we've achieved is just the amount of people that we've managed to impact and the lives we've managed to touch as well. Since the launch night, we've had over 2,000 people interact with us, and we're only going to get more and more established within Glasgow, so that's really exciting.
Business Incubator Group is an incubator aimed at young entrepreneurs and startups, and we help young people get their businesses off the ground and help with personal development, business planning and digital empowerment. When I was first getting started, I didn't have any mentors or anyone to really help me get my business off the ground or give me the advice that I needed at that time. There's a lot of other young entrepreneurs from disadvantaged backgrounds like myself that go through this same problem, and I realized that there wasn't a program that really could help these individuals get their ideas ready and also to develop them so that their businesses can have a higher chance of survival. It's certainly gone through a roller coaster journey. Initially, we was going to create big, all-around co-working space. We then realized that a lot of the entrepreneurs in the beginning stage can't afford this, so we had to look for an alternative way. We made it all around the programs, the sessions, so that then we're not limited to one location. We're currently set up here at my halls at Sheffield University, where we can run day-to-day events, host virtual meetings, workshops, and connect with our entrepreneurs. The impact of receiving funding from UnLtd was that it allowed us to really get our plans in place, to really bring our ideas to reality, business cards and marketing material, and also to build our website. They believed in our idea and they believed in what we were trying to do, and they really gave us advice that we needed. If it wasn't for them, we would have struggled a lot more and maybe not have actually came to fruition. The Business Incubator Group has helped to really change young people's lives and to really give them hope for a better future. We've helped over 20 young entrepreneurs obtain over £25,000 of funding to set up their businesses, also to win numerous awards and build on their personal development. The Business Incubator Group has worked with over 8,000 young people. We go into schools, we deliver assemblies and inspiring them to start up their own business. Big has a bright future, has many other plans, many other ambitions to make this community a much better place. It's completely changed my life and the impact that it's had has been phenomenal. I want to do this for the rest of my life.
It's amazing to see how far this project has come. People from all ages, all backgrounds, all races, getting along, working together.
The Spaces for Change programme is invaluable to so many young entrepreneurs because it's about giving them permission to transform the places in which they live and work.
The fact that we can leave a legacy behind as well is really great. It's not just our generation that will benefit, it will benefit all the future generations so that it can be passed on to others.